Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Welcome to this YouTube channel on narcissism, narcissistic abuse, and all kinds of stuff relevant to difficult relationships, difficult people, and toxic situations. It's my hope that this content will help you cope and heal and understand, and most importantly, navigate these relationships and these situations. So we're back to them cores, right? So let's talk about some core beliefs. So I want to welcome you back to this series on doing the core work to help you understand things like core wounds, core beliefs, core hopes, core fears, and core values. This core work can help you understand so much about narcissistic abuse. Today we're going to talk about core beliefs. Now, we all have them, and these core beliefs can be sort of mental shortcuts of a sort, beliefs that are inherent to us and guide our core values. We talked about core values in this series too, so you'll understand all of this together. So let's talk about core beliefs. Core beliefs aren't always healthy, though they can be. Core beliefs tend to be beliefs that are persistent, pervasive, stable, and that we apply them to a whole bunch of different situations in our lives. Core beliefs can be grouped into beliefs about the self, beliefs about the world, beliefs about people. Our core beliefs about ourselves can be things like, I am resilient, I am funny, I am weak, I am smart, I am a failure. Our core beliefs about ourselves may also guide how we navigate the world, the choices we make, and how we interpret what happens to us. For example, someone not getting a new job and saying, I didn't get the job because, once again, I'm incompetent. That's a core belief. Core beliefs about the world may be that the world is a dangerous place, the world is unfair, or the world is good. Again, these beliefs will impact how we navigate the world and what we expect from the world. Our core beliefs about people may be that people are bad, or that people are dangerous, or people can't be trusted, or people are inherently good. Everyone has different ones. It's the same drill. Those beliefs shape what we expect of people. Now, core beliefs are tricky because they can limit us. If we hold negative core beliefs about ourselves, we may not try or may not aspire to anything. Our core beliefs about people, if they're distorted, we may not trust getting into relationships. Because core beliefs, like I said, are so pervasive and stable, they guide how we interpret all kinds of events. If our core beliefs are chronically negative, we're always going to interpret any kind of ambiguous situation as negative or bad or threatening. Now, obviously, on the more positive side, positive core beliefs can be protective. So when bad things happen, our core beliefs may drive a more positive interpretation. And as such, if we have those kinds of more positive core beliefs, we may experience less negative mood states in the wake of any kind of given event, especially if it's ambiguous. Now, core beliefs, like all core issues, start in childhood and often represent a hybrid of the messages that we were given in childhood, the lessons we were taught, the ways that our family or the people around us were interpreting what was happening around us, and messages from society. It can mean, for example, that people from any kind of marginalized group may have developed negative core beliefs based on their early experiences or interactions with the world or experience with things like racism or classism. So when it comes to narcissistic relationships, you can definitely see how core beliefs can put people at risk. Core beliefs are things like, I will never find love, or I will never have a healthy relationship, or I am not lovable. Those kinds of core beliefs can obviously make people really vulnerable to things like love bombing, cognitive dissonance, justification, and getting stuck in the narcissistic relationship cycle. If the patterns in the relationship, in the narcissistic relationship, reinforce these negative core beliefs, it can actually get more difficult to unstick yourself. And if there are also negative core beliefs about people, for example, that all people are untrustworthy, then sticking around may feel easier since it is congruent with the belief that everybody's bad, so why bother trying to find something better? Everybody's bad, so I might as well, stick with this bad thing instead of a new bad thing. Core beliefs can also be very limiting when it comes to workplaces and growth in workplaces. So core beliefs might be things like, I'm not that smart, or I'm an imposter, I'm going to get found out. or I'm not courageous enough, or I'm not good enough. These things can hold people back, especially in workplaces, from making changes, pursuing opportunities, seeing something through. If you originate from a narcissistic family system, these core beliefs are often an internalization of the indoctrination that is being part of a narcissistic family. Things like, who do you think you are? Oh, come on, people like you don't go to Yale. Really, you, a doctor? Stick to something easier, like being a janitor in the hospital. Or nobody's going to ever want you if you look like that. Or things like, no, nobody wants a woman with such a big career. You're not going to be attractive to anyone. Or no son of mine is going to become an artist. That's not even a job. These cruel jabs, combined with the rest of the gaslighting and invalidation, can then gel into distorted core beliefs that persist for a person's entire life. The real problem with narcissistic relationships is that they literally permanently cement our negative core beliefs. Remember, core beliefs are very difficult to swim away from. They are a sort of psychological riptide that no matter how hard we try to swim, it can really feel hard or impossible to get out of, and sometimes we feel like we're going to drown. And narcissistic partners learn those distorted core beliefs we have quite early and will often weaponize them. They'll say things like, come on, you're trying to get that new promotion because you feel like you aren't good enough. What are you trying to prove to anyone? The narcissistic relationship is, in essence, a big mirror for all of your negative core beliefs. That mirror of the narcissistic relationship reflects back to you that you aren't good enough. Your goals are too lofty. You never finish what you start. You are too emotional. People will know you're an imposter. Those things get mirrored back every day in a narcissistic relationship, don't they? Now, what if people with positive core beliefs end up getting into a narcissistic relationship? It happens. And, well, at one level, those positive core beliefs do have the potential of being somewhat protective. Perhaps a person with those beliefs, an idea of like, I am a good person, will bristle at the criticism and the discard cycle and get out. But these relationships tend to be so insidious that even people with healthy core beliefs can still get played. The healthy core belief person, the person who has those healthy core beliefs, can believe, hey, I can solve any issue. I'm strong. I am effective. I am good. May then turn around and think, well, this narcissistic person, they don't think they're narcissistic, I'll just try harder in this relationship. Any problem in a relationship can be solved, and those positive core beliefs can actually result in someone actually exhausting themselves in trying to make a relationship work. Core beliefs are so baked into us that they become a sort of invisible compass that guides us without us really understanding where we're being guided. Personally, I'll own it. One of my core beliefs is that I am not good enough and I am not brave enough. And so I have no right to put myself out there. This played out over and over again in childhood. And even as an adult, I find myself saying, you know, girl, you're nuts if you think you can do this or do that, or put yourself out for this or that. I view myself as a coward, too. And another core belief I have is that the world is a very dangerous place. These are my core beliefs, and unfortunately, I don't always make the best decisions as a result. Core beliefs are like sculptures made of clay you keep adding to. The core beliefs come from childhood, but adult experiences shape them with new clay. Adult trauma, for example, may leave us believing the world is unsafe, or that people are harmful, or that love is dangerous. So we add and we shape them, and sometimes our core beliefs actually get even stronger, for better or worse, in our adult relationships. Sometimes our core beliefs go off in a different direction. The win, as you can imagine, is if negative core beliefs can get shaped into more positive ones in adulthood. That transition is actually the hardest to achieve because really at a primal evolutionary level, negative core beliefs are a bit more protective as they are designed to not only help us perceive threat, but steer us from danger. However, sadly, they can also lead us to remain in danger because then our beliefs about danger get reinforced. So it really is a bit of a mind you know what. So what do? First, you got to figure out what yours are. Well, once again, we've attached a worksheet for that. What are your core beliefs? I want you to envision putting yourself out there for a new opportunity. What would you tell yourself as you take that chance? What do you think? What do you think you deserve in love and relationships? What do you tell yourself about the world and life? What beliefs that you hold came from childhood? Which core beliefs were shaped and revised or even constructed in childhood? How do your core beliefs hold you back, and how may they actually help you aspire? Did core beliefs get you into or keep you in a narcissistic relationship? It's almost it's quite important. It's really important to understand the difference between core beliefs and just beliefs. We all have beliefs, right? Beliefs are more superficial. Beliefs are what we call more malleable, more changeable. Core beliefs are bedrock. Sometimes you aren't even fully aware of your own core beliefs, and sometimes they can be quite painful and vulnerable to admit to. Regular beliefs are things like, yeah, I'm a nice person. A core belief may be, I don't deserve to be happy. Those two things, I'm a nice person, I don't deserve to be happy, can coexist in someone, but you can see that that core belief is what gets you stuck. So please do those exercises. They're in the video notes, and reflect on your core beliefs. It's an exercise all of us should be doing every year, because understanding these core beliefs can help us understand how we drift into unhealthy places. I hope that makes sense of it. And as you do this core work, I often think of core work as a place where people, they say strengthen your core and then you'll be sort of stronger and healthier all around from a physical perspective. It's about time you started doing core exercises for your psychological core. Because in the long run, while it's very important to have a healthy physical core, I can think of nothing more important than working on and understanding your psychological core, especially when it comes to understanding and protecting yourself in narcissistic relationships. Thanks again.